Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jotaro.
And I'm Jotaro too. And we're here for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 3, Episode 40. 40. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
S
40.
is 40.
40.
40.
Right.
Yes.
We have entered Dio's mansion.
Yes.
And there's
we'll begin
Mr.
the dungeon
Floaty.
crawl. Yes. The first mini-boss.
Yes.
In this
We should have to fight him.
procedurally generated dungeon. I'm assuming that this butler person will be kind of a, like,
A bit of a, I don't know,
yeah.
a butt.
Yeah. I'm guessing he's going to be kind of a, like, you have entered the lair of Dio, and I will, mess with your perceptions of things, and there will be, like, fake treasure chests that each, what it is?
Yeah,
Mimics, thank you.
Yep.
And we'll get, like, all kinds of just, and stuff like that.
Yes,
But other than that, yeah, guys, we're ready for some dungeon crawling. So without further ado, yada yada does it.
Wait.
テレンスティ・ダービーあなた方に再起不能にされた
Brothers!
Ooh.
弟です
Oh!
Wait, you're saying he's your Oni-chan?
あなた方に言いませんでしたか勝負とは騙されて負けた方が悪いのだとその
Yes,
通り
indeed.
だと思います敗北した兄が悪なのです恨みなんかこれっぽっちも
That's fine, but we bear ill will towards you.
See this? They keep cutting out.
Yeah, this is all part of his plan, his kikaku.
だけでございます
This is so weird.
The battle has already started.
Yeah.
たようで私の方を執事としてそばに置いてくださったのです。とっととディオに合わせろ。ジョータロー、気をつけろ。何か出てくるぞ。
テレンスティ・ダービーそのスタンドは
Divine Atom.
真の暗示アトム毒性ジョータローぶちのめしろ
I love that there's just no pretense about this. It's just.
の私への第一撃。まず左腕。
Your next move will be.
Yeah.
Whoa.
何？よけた。
なんてスピードだバカな
残念。陶器の世界へお連れしましょう。
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
やはり罠か。
It's a tarp.
ジョータローが穴に落ちる。ジョータさん、かっこいい。待て。
At this
Okay.
point, no, splitting the party's even worse.
聞こえるか。10分経って忘れるな何の合図もなければ。
Oh, nice. All right.
Even if he doesn't actually manage to kill the Joe Bros, he split the
Oh,
party.
no opening.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Darby the gamer instead of Darby the gambler.
この幻覚、ここは地下なのか、地上なのか。
Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's a game show.
GG、
Yeah.
一つ謎を考えてくれ。
What mystery?
奴のスタンド。俺が右のパンチを出すのを完璧に知っていた。なぜだと思う？
Well, it could be because he said, I'm betting you're gonna throw a left punch, so reverse psychology.
館の、ここはそうです。館のどこだ？それは言えません。地下か？そうかも。
I don't know. Joseph is trying to like figure out the game so that he can game the game.
Right.
違います。
He looked almost upset when he said, is it Dio's?
Yeah.
財団の情報によると、あと 2,3 人のスタンド使いが
Oh, it's a teamwork dynamic, possibly.
必要はありません。我々はお前を倒さない限り先へは進めない。Exactly!
Exactly!
この丁寧すぎる態度
His needlessly polite attitude.
一切されることを忘れているのか。入れましょう。私のコレクション。コレクション？
Oh
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're real.
Is he gonna have an army of stand users or something?
Ugh.
人形なんだこの人形は違うぞ歌教員ダービー兄弟に限っての場合
私と話をしてちょうだいお願いの話を
That's really creepy.
Yeah.
Dolls are something I don't
No,
know.
no, thank you.
Like that episode in Konosuba.
Yep, I was just thinking of that.
Nope.
Yeah. And even then, they did it as a comedy thing, so it worked, but it was still
Yeah.
creepy.
本物の魂をこの人形に宿らせ
This is a
lovely.
yada yada nope nope.
これ
Like
が私のスタンドの能力兄のコレクションはただ魂のコインを並べて楽しむだけで単純ですでも恥ずかしくない美人だエリオット医師は殺人鬼だ8人殺している殺した患者の話が楽しい このメガネも聴診器も私の兄弟シティ
oh my gosh.
いや貴様の方が兄貴以上だなムカつき加減がな紳士ぶっているが最低な野郎だ
He
Kakyoin
looks
would
at the
know.
camera.
Yes,
What could equal the value of a human soul, huh?
for sure.
その一瞬を狙って相手の魂を引きずり出す貴様を叩きのめして
We have 2 tentacle power stands. You don't stand a chance.
少なくともジョータロあなたは私のペースにすでにハマっているジョータロあなたはさっき右腕か左腕かであなたの魂にちょっぴりですが触ることができました
But he didn't, did he? He attacked with his right hand.
思います
Whoa!
Okay. Okay. Misdirection, all kinds of other things are going on here.
Okay.
しかしその瞬間私もすかさず歌教員とジョースターの2人の攻撃を食らいひとたまりもなくやられてしまうでしょうそいつはごめんです
Alright.
完全なる負けを認めれば腕を離しましょう
Okay.
やれやれもうすでにてめえのペースにはまっているか確かにしかし俺をはめたことを後悔しねえようになダービー
He like actually just wants just kind of people to play with his toys basih.
貴様と戦うのはこの
Ah, you're the main character. We wait and do you last. Yeah.
歌教員とは血の嫌だ
Oh.
攻撃に入って厄介ですので
Gotcha.
俺の強い男だこいつもうわしらに勝った気でいるぞいいでしょう最初は僕が相手しましょう
But what he could really be doing is getting rid of the other person that could actually beat him if he took out Jotaro from the fight.
Sure.
Because Herbert Purple's not very good.
Kakyoin has video game experience. F Mega.
Get the feeling that's like just a slight alteration from like some other game.
Yep. Yep, probably.
He's even doing the point.
What? So this guy's basically a loner. He just
Yeah.
plays games in his own little reality that they've got set up here.
Wow.
All right. All right, get your car.
Direct your car.
It's kind of interesting that.
Oh.
Yep. Getting ready for the boost. Yep.
小刻みにアクセルボタンを押すやり方は
Wow, I think Araki just wanted to do a video game episode, you know? Just
Yeah,
like,
I guess, you know.
I like the idea of the
Naturally.
stands basically kind of piggybacking on them and just kind
Right.
of assisting in like special ways.
What?
What? All right, this is brilliant.
Okay. Yes, because that is something that would be programmed into this game.
目がをやり込んでいるだけではできない。その神経質そうな外見からは想像できない。
Ah, yes.
とても大胆な性格を持ったやつ。
Wait, so they restart because...
I guess.
Huh. Okay.
コーナーまであと3秒。このスピードでのコーナリングは可能。フルスロットルでコーナー突入。2秒。1秒。
I love that they made it be an actual game rather than just a stand that it's a video game.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
歌教員のりあきは思った。
僕が恐怖を乗り越えているだって。
Me rise above fear.
お前の主人ディオに出会って、
Oh.
脳みそに肉の目を植え付けられた時に、
Oh, whoa.
鍛えられたから。
Okay.
あの時、ディオに出会った時、正直言ってディオという怪物に。
Wow. He's just like, I have nothing else that will scare me more than that.
Right, exactly.
So,
What kinky fanfic is this?
子供に言い聞かせるように。
歌教員くん恐れることはないんだよ。
Oh.
友達になる。
僕は自分を
And Flesh Bud.
まだまだ生きれるんだ。
Yep.
そう思った。
Oh.
屈辱だ。許せない。これ以上の屈辱はない。
Dang.
自分が許せなかった。
Doing this is kind of interesting because Kakyoin has not really been given much character focus in terms
He
of
hasn't.
internals.
Yeah, he really hasn't.
Do you think that's possibly something where they're actually hinting at his potential death soon?
It could be. It could be. Because they don't really seem to be focusing as much on the actual stand battle.
Right.
Like, because that was why I was kind of curious about how they made it be a normal game like this instead of like a video game stand, you know?
Right.
同時に曲がっているぞ。歌教員、こいつ。次は第6コーナーだ。第6コーナーを曲がるとすぐに加速トンネルが見える。加速トンネルを抜ければ速度を2倍の850キロ。
Ah, classic. A secret tunnel to get a little boost there.
の幅は1台ずつしか通らない。
Oh.
このまま並んで走っていてはどっちかの。
Okay, so they all know about it. Okay.
Yeah, I get the feeling this might be one of those things where if we knew this game, this would be way more exciting and stuff, because it'd be like, oh yeah, I know what they're talking about.
私に押し勝つつもりですか。君の28番のパワー残量数値を見てごらんなさい。
I love how all this talking is happening while they're approaching the thing.
スタートの時スピンして
Docking is free action and all that.
Oh, these 3D cars and stuff.
Yep.
トンネルまであと2秒。ぶつかるぞ。ここは奴に譲れ。ダービーの後でトンネルに入るんだ。それはできません。
This has totally been less than 2 seconds.
車を傾かせて。
Nani?
Okay.
トンネルの壁に突っ込ませるとは。パワー残量が少なくなっても構わん。ここは歌教員より100分の1秒でも早くコーナーを曲がり、1000分の1ミリでも最短コースを通り、一瞬でも早くトンネルを。
The meta game of playing just a simple racing game, though, is pretty real.
8箇所のカーブと地雷原が1箇所。
What? In a cannon?
Alright.
を抜けるとすぐ出口を飛び出る。ミスると壁に激突する。しかし体でコーナーを曲がるタイミングを覚えて。
Oh, wow! That reminds me basically playing like not Smash Bros,
Double Dash?
Double Dash, yeah.
Yeah,
And I could play certain maps like with my eyes shut, like just kind of,
Well, yeah, because it's just...
you know, because some of them are really simple, but
Right. Yeah, the easy maps and, you know...
oh, that's cool. This reminds me of, now this is pod racing.
Yeah, yeah, pod racing game, that was fun.
The pod racing game was pretty cool, yeah. What?
一瞬だけキャノン砲の光で見えた。歌教員の方が一瞬遅く走っていた。おやはりダービーの方が速い。車体1台分速い。私の勝ちだ。
And to be continued.
Okay.
Okay.
That actually makes me think that, yeah, maybe they are setting up Kakyoin to die here. Because,
Like,
yeah.
like maybe he loses,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to find some way to get his soul back. So maybe that's more of what
Right.
it is. It's not that he's going to die here. Because now that I think about
Right.
it, it doesn't actually make sense for him to die here because his soul is being threatened. And it's the whole thing of them being like, well, what is a soul? The soul
Right.
is mysterious.
Well, and the idea that potentially they could just keep playing Double or Nothing and,
right.
you know, get it back.
And just get it back, yeah. And I think that's what they're going to do. But overall, this seems kind of a, middle ground episode.
I wonder if it's something where the fact that it was that specific game, like if that is a game that really does exist and it's exactly like that, and this is actually a legendary map or something, you know, because they were talking about the details, and they didn't seem like they were talking about the details from the standpoint of, oh, it makes it so much harder, but it seems like it would have been much more interesting to just have a video game stand. Like, I don't really see how the stand applies to video games. It's just, okay, it does the whole soul thing.
Yeah, they're in
stuff.
some weird alternate portal reality.
Right.
But that's not his stand either, so...
Right, exactly.
Yeah. At least the group dynamic is still maintained, which is good.
Yada yada does it.
Yeah, yada yada does it. I didn't get to ora in the opening.
Exactly,
Because there was
like-
no opening.
Oh.
I feel completely aura blocked. And this episode, I would say, was one of the slower episodes,
Yeah.
one of the not so strong episodes. But you know what? Hey, they've got to get through a couple more stands in order to face Dio, and there's the potential here that this could all open up into a much bigger deal because there are other stand users involved potentially.
And they were forced to split the party inside the mansion, which is
Right.
not exactly ideal. Yeah, and the whole thing of, like, you know, Abdul, we're not back in 10 minutes. Like, the length of an episode, but like half of it. Then burn down the mansion. It's like, awesome.
I love that.
That was great.
Because it's kind of like saying, well, this is just what we're capable of.
Right.
So for one, they should feel threatened by that. But if they're not,
Yeah.
what I could see actually being really interesting. Oh, let's think about the actual stand itself. We don't
Okay.
know what it does actually.
Not really. I mean, we know that I think it might just be that it is able to attach itself, you know, muck with people's souls, kind of a thing.
Possibly. Yes.
Because that seemed to... Because, okay, like if we were to compare it to the, you know, Darby 1.0,
Yeah.
that's kind of what his stand did as well. It wasn't about what he did himself. It was... Or it wasn't about what his stand did. It was about what he did himself, right?
Right.
And then his stand was just something that sort of was along for the ride and helped him be able to do those things.
Yeah, so this one could be in that he can read a person and in some ways manipulate them by leaving a
Right.
print on them that, or just leaving a body part of, leaving a connection of his stand to that. But then that's like, okay, well then this whole alternate reality thing is a different stand.
Right.
What if that's kind of the way the mansion stays, you know, protected? Is that
Maybe.
you have, you know, pet shop out there just you know, killing dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
But then you also have potentially stands inside that warp reality and perception and stuff. So Dio is just chilling in there, and anyone that stumbles in or wanders in, you know, they get warped through or they just find an empty mansion. You know?
Sure. Yeah.
Some thief that comes by and tries to steal something or whatever, they're just like, there's nothing in here.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you think there's nothing in here.
Right.
But
Now they did go a lot. Okay, so this is the other thing that sort of stood out to me about this episode, and I think maybe this is why they used this particular kind of stand in combat or conflict, you know, of sorts. Is it allowed them time to just focus on Kakyoin,
yeah, that's true.
right? And I didn't expect that, and it felt kind of weird that they were having all this happen during a video game,
Right.
You know, considering that they've done all kinds of stuff like this before. I mean, I don't know I don't think Kakyoin was actually there when they had to do the whole betting the souls on the poker and all that
Was it?
stuff. I don't think he was there, but
They used his soul. They bet his soul, though. Jotaro
right,
did.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But the idea still stands.
Stands, yes.
That they spent a lot of time this episode not setting up the conflict, but rather setting up the characters,
Right.
which like takes the whole idea that maybe a bunch of the Joe Bros are going to die here, even if it's not in this particular battle.
in the future.
Right, exactly. Like this could
Sure.
basically, they could be using potentially this stand and other stands to basically just sort of re-prime the audience for these characters.
Motivations
and
and all
everything. Even though they kind of did that before they came into the
Right.
mansion, it might be a way to set up some of these characters to die.
Yeah, and to do it in an actual plot relevant instance,
Right,
not
exactly.
doing it in a way that is just the narrator just kind of talking at the audience in
Yeah.
a montage of every single Jobro.
Yeah.
This is something where it's like, fear? No, I don't have anything to fear. I'm scared of Dio. Like that's
Right.
true fear. So other than that,
Yeah.
you know.
But this episode did seem to have, as far as like JoJo's as a whole is concerned,
Right.
a rather lackluster amount of hype. Like
pretty dull.
Like usually they'll make a point, since the stands are sort of the episodic, you know, what are we going to fight this week or for these 2 weeks, you know.
These 2 weeks, yeah.
They'll have the first part end on very much like a, oh crap, it's bad, you know, stakes have never been higher, and they'll do a really good job at making us think like, how are they going to get out of this one, even
Right.
though we know that they kind of have to. And in this situation, this is the one case where we don't necessarily know that they have to,
Because we're in Dio's
we're in
lair,
Dio's lair now, right? We're at the end of the line, or you know, getting up on it.
near it, yeah.
Yeah, it's past the point of no return at least, and they ended up not as much doing that. Like they kind of did. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, he's in the lead a bit, but I mean, we don't understand the actual mechanics of this game, and they don't seem to be.
It's a racing
It's a
game.
racing game,
And
they
we
don't-
understand the mechanics of the game.
Right, but even then, it's like they talk about it as if it's a real game, but then there's all these unrealistic things that they do in that game that would be.
It's a game.
Well, right.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, if
Yeah.
we're going to critique the episode, let's
yeah,
critique
yeah,
the
yeah.
pacing, not
right,
the
right.
actual
Yeah, good
game
point.
thing.
Good point. Because the game, yeah, this is JoJo's. They can do all kinds of ridiculous stuff. And
The
it
main
just
thing
works.
is just that they spent a lot of time on the game and not actually on what I thought they were going to go in depth into as the characters. So the little bit that they did give was good, but I kind of wish they would have done more. And then also maybe just chosen a different kind of stand encounter
Yeah.
for the
Like-
first person into Dio's lair. Because
Yeah.
it kind of kills, I would say, a little bit of the tension for, Dio's this fearsome, you know, fear itself. And it's like, but he keeps this guy as his butler.
Right. And the stuff
Yeah.
that they were doing in the earlier parts of the episode, I felt was really good. All the stuff of his introduction,
Right.
He did things, Star Platinum, all that
Yes.
stuff, and then going down there and there's the dolls and they've got the souls and everything.
Right.
Super creepy. It's great. Why weren't they fighting the dolls? You know,
Yeah.
like that. Like it feels like there were a ton of other things that they could have done that were
Right.
set up there, and time was spent to set them up. And maybe that's why the whole game itself didn't feel that fun, because
Yeah.
it wasn't really the focus, even though it took up a large amount of the time towards the second half. But all the build up was sort of for other things.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Jobros are going to be fine. This guy's going to get defeated.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what, if anything, they continue to focus on Kakyoin with. I think it's important that they're doing Kakyoin because he's gotten the least,
Yeah.
I would say, development of all the Jobros,
Right.
other than maybe Jotaro himself. But
sure.
other than that, in terms of just depth, character focus,
Right.
and stuff,
Exactly. Yeah.
maybe they'll continue that, and that'll be where it can be a cool thing. I also like the idea that this all segues into whatever the next stand battle is very well, because it could be that they defeat him in the virtual reality.
Yep, and that's
but
not the end,
That's
yeah.
not it. You still have to get out of here. How do
Yep.
you do that? Who knows?
Right, and then there's whatever Abdul and Polnareff are doing up on the,
Right.
the surface, or back,
I mean,
back
and
in the
Iggy.
mansion.
And Iggy.
And Iggy, that's true. That is very
Wounded
true.
but badass Iggy. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that's basically it.
And
This was
yeah.
kind of a simple episode. Not really much to talk about.
Not really.
They didn't even really hint at Dio. You said that you noticed a part where he was like, "Is this Dio's stand?" And he looked a little bit upset
yeah.
that he would insinuate
it-
that Dio's stand would be so
Right.
like,
maybe
Yeah.
that was just like, because okay, this is JoJo's and everyone's done in very like overdramatic like poses and expressions
Right.
and things like that, right?
Sure.
And they totally make it work. But in that specific case, it seemed like he had this sort of like you think this
Yeah.
is Dio's stand. You really think this is Dio's stand,
right.
Like, and
or like you think Dio would lower himself to be at the front entrance. He's got other things that he
Right.
cares more about than Dio.
exactly, yeah,
Sure, I like that. And hey, maybe the way they'll make this, build this up more is that the closer and closer we get to Dio, the more and more we're going to learn about him through these stand users that are there that they defeat inside the actual mansion.
Yeah.
So that's going to be cool.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, we got our Jotaro hats on. We yada yada daze at these semi dull stand fight encounters, but very cool designs.
And I feel like the main reason that this feels like it feels so shocking, right? This episode versus the previous episodes, the main thing, because the previous episodes with Iggy and the Falcon and all of that stuff, that was absolutely ridiculous and amazing. And this guy's introduction, his entrance, right, it was fantastic. Right. So then the fact that it's like, oh, it's just this, it's like, oh, okay,
cool.
But yeah.
All right, guys. So if you want to watch the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below, and you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, where you can chat with us about stories or whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.